We've learned more about an animal cruelty investigation in Rutherford County where more than 40 animals were seized from an equine rescue. Now the owner is facing more than a dozen charges.
Now, after hearing of the rescue's closure, several people have come forward searching for their animals. News 13's Hannah McKenzie has more.
One of the horse's breeders has been tracked down, and a mini horse was reunited with its owner, but many others are still desperately seeking answers. Have you seen this horse?
He's chestnut in color, has a very small star on his head. He has white stockings on the bottom of all four hooves.
Fred Hyder hopeful his 13-year-old Arabian gelding Jackson is still alive. Hyder brought Jackson to Paws Ranch Equine Rescue almost 2 years ago, entrusting owner Delores Hanser with his care. He paid Hanser, dropped off hay and feed, and visited Jackson multiple times.
He was just as happy and content as he could be.
But this year,
I contacted her numerous times trying to make arrangements for a visit, and there was never an opportunity that she was there.
The rescue off Walls Church Road in Rutherford County shut down in February amid an animal cruelty investigation. Hanser now facing multiple charges after 23 horses, 17 goats, and a sheep were seized from the property. Jackson nowhere to be found. The sanctuary at Red Bell Run taking in the most neglected, a donkey, a mule, and 3 horses.
Unfortunately, we lost Cowgirl. She was just too far down the road to starvation. But I think the rest of them are going to be okay.
Several people, including Hyder, have contacted sanctuary owner Mary Adams, searching for their animals.
There is the sad reality that, some of these animals could have been sold to a slaughter. There's also the chance that they never left the ranch.
Correct. It was a graveyard. It's awful.
Hyder standing by with a horse trailer, anxiously awaiting any news.
Please reach out. Just tell me. Give me an answer.
Anyone with information or seeking information about a missing animal is asked to contact Animal Control for both Rutherford and Polk counties.
An Asheville housing group has seen a 30% increase in the number of homeless 18 and 19-year-olds in the area.
This information was discussed during a City of Asheville committee meeting this morning. The meeting also covered other aspects of Asheville's homeless issues, as well as its affordable housing crisis.
News 13's Caitlin Pinter has learned what solutions local groups are proposing to fight these problems.
12 Asheville organizations pitched their projects for community development block grant money to a City of Asheville committee. Their proposals shed light on Asheville's ongoing issues. On Tuesday, the Housing and Community Development Committee for the City of Asheville heard from Asheville groups vying for Community Development Block Grant Money, or CDBG money. Groups pitched projects for at-risk youth and mental health counseling.
We've really seen an increase, just a continued increase of mental health needs with the youth in the community.
Many of the pitches focused on homelessness and affordable housing, as organizations asked for money to pay for staffing and service needs, including Elida Holmes, whose director says they've seen a 30% increase in the number of 18 and 19-year-olds who meet the Category 1 homeless definition.
They are literally homeless and sleeping in tents.
Pisgah Legal Services asked for money for its homeless prevention project. Attorney Robin Merrill said she's concerned for renters, especially low-income people in the Asheville market.
This incredible increase in rental costs it's disastrous.
Cindy McMahon, the executive director for Homeward Bound, asked for funding for case manager pay. She also gave an update on the situation at the A Hope Day Center.
With increasing numbers of people experiencing homelessness and challenges with mental health, substance use disorder, personal violence, and trauma, the neighbors have expressed concerns about behaviors of individuals on and around North Ann Street.
News 13 has been following these concerns for months. McMahon told the committee they've taken a number of recent steps, including adding lighting, a pilot security program on nights and weekends, as well as training and strengthening staff protocols, painting over graffiti, adding no trespassing signs, and coordinating with APD on a weekly basis.
I want to assure you that we are taking this situation seriously and will continue to do so.
City staff will present their funding recommendations to the Housing and Community Development Committee next Thursday.
And we want to try to speed up the process as much as we possibly can.
Flood recovery continues 7 months after the remnants of Tropical Storm Fred hit parts of the mountains.
Today, Governor Roy Cooper returned to Haywood County to see the repairs and the damage that remains. The governor knows many are still struggling to get back on their feet after that devastating flooding last summer.
During his visit, he surveyed the area and reinforced the financial avenues still available for help. News 13's Rex Hodge has more.
Governor Roy Cooper came to the historic Haywood County Courthouse in Waynesville to the Office of State Budget Management Tropical Storm Fred Recovery Office to emphasize that flood assistance is still available.
That was an unprecedented storm.
The governor returned to the scene of some of the worst flooding from Fred to see for himself the recovery work and the work still left to be done.
It's important for local, state, and federal government to continue to work to try to help people recover here.
Cooper knows there's frustration.
We know that people get frustrated with FEMA sometimes. I do as well. There are a lot of rules that are in place to protect taxpayer dollars.
But he says the state budget office is working to supplement more than $8 million in individual FEMA money appropriated so far. And Cooper says the state has appropriated funds to help repair private roads and bridges. Some, like the owner of the Laurel Bank Campground in Crusoe, still wait for debris pile removal from her private road.
Talked to the owner a couple times. Anything you can say to her specifically about getting those piles out of here?
I know that when you have private roads and bridges, there is more trouble getting reimbursement from the federal government.
The deputy state budget director in the Office of State Budget Management says high-level discussion has taken place on that issue.
Debris removal is primarily part of FEMA PA. But our state team also has some supplemental funding.
County leaders are looking for help too.
We're trying to find a way to clean some of these streams up, and I know we'll be in contact with the governor's office. And
the mayor of hard-hit Canton says the governor has not forgotten about our mountains and the ongoing need.
With the help of the funds, but the tenacity of our people here in Haywood County, we know there's better days ahead.
Cooper adds $5.5 million is set aside thus far for buyouts, folks who've decided not to rebuild. It can be a complicated procedure. Cooper says he's trying to speed things up. This intake office here to help.
This office remains open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. And of course, you can also apply online for assistance. We'll put that information along with this story on WLOS.com.